Okay, all right. Thank you. Wow, the view from up here is great. You should try this. Can you guys hear back there in the cheap seats? Okay. Well, we'll begin. I'd like to start with the usual thank yous, but there is nothing usual about the people I have to thank this evening, or actually this afternoon, depending upon when you started your day. We started at 5 a.m., so it's evening to me. First, to Mr. Stonecipher, who not only had the vision and the dream, but the tenacity and the sheer force of will to stay the course and see this through. There's a quote that says, "Dream no small dream, for it has no power to move the hearts of men." It's clear that Mr. Stonecipher's dream was large and has moved the hearts of many. To Mrs. Stonecipher, for her willingness to stand by him, even allowing her furniture to be pawned to cover expenses. What an unusual amount of faith that must have taken. It said faith is like electricity. You can't see it, but you can see the light. And the light of her faith is shown for us all to see. To Wilburn Smith, for sticking with the PPL dream, even as when he put it, quote, "It didn't work." But he still managed to earn a six-figure income at $10 commission per sale, on average 78 sales per week. And you think we have it bad. Wilburn Smith is like a postage stamp. Its usefulness is solely dependent upon its ability to stick with one thing until it gets there. Wilburn Smith has done that here. To Miss Elizabeth Fu, who after realizing that she was been transferred to the wrong extension and was speaking to the wrong person on the phone, had a slight edge moment. When most people would have simply hung up the phone, she had the presence of mind to say, "May I get back with you and explain what this is all about?" Also for the unusual effort she put into following up with me every few days for the next 6 months before I finally joined her team, went ED in 90 days, and 32 months later earned this ring. It goes to show that indeed the fortune is in the follow-up, and I'm very proud to be part of the Fu dynasty. To Mr. Mark Smith for helping Liz tone me down and get plugged into the system, because the system is the key to all this. The definition of leadership is someone who produces more leaders, not more followers. Mark Smith has mastered that art. And to Brian Crothers for his leadership, his inspiration, and most importantly, his contest that allowed me to spend a weekend with him and be the only person besides him to drive his Ferrari. I have since been inspired, bought a sports car for myself, completely paid for by my car bonus. So God bless Players Club. Also, to my workout partners, Suzanne Carell and Miss Jeanette Coffey, who introduced me a few moments ago. I've helped and mentored many, but found help from very few. They found ways to truly help me grow in the business and push me in my areas of weakness. Albert Einstein said that weakness of attitude becomes weakness of character. And a good workout partner like Miss Coffey can make all the difference. And most importantly, to my team and the other teams who believed in me. Because to get this ring and continually earn this kind of income, we need to remember that while we're all in business for ourselves, we're not by ourselves, and this is truly a team sport. The Amelia family has a slogan which is so true: teamwork makes the dream work. I'm only here because of all of you. So, what's the difference between the people on this floor here in front of you and the people who didn't make it to the floor? Well, some people say there's something wrong with us. And I'm not quite sure that that would be the case. But recently I had been attending, actually there was one young lady that I had listened to a seminar a while back. She was doing her ring speech, and she had said that she didn't think people in prepaid legal could get a real job. She later came to understand it's not that they couldn't get a real job, it's that they didn't want one. And as I mentioned earlier, to some people that makes us not quite right. Well, shortly after that, I was attending a systems training, and Mr. Dave Hall had jokingly mentioned that Mr. Denny, who just heard speaking, had ADD. That comment stuck with me. I wrote it down, and after much observation, I found out that Mr. Hall was right. Mr. Denny does have ADD. Not only that, Mr. Hall had it too. I now know not only do they, but I and all the people on the floor in front of you have it as well. Active, daily disciplines. It is one of the defining things that set us apart from those who fail. Success is largely a matter of hanging on after others have let go. And by having active daily disciplines, we remain on track and stay in the game. Well, after this revelation, I started looking at many of the other leaders I've met, like Krista Offenberg, Russell Peden, Chris Hughes, Frank Aucoin, Darnell Self, Brian, of course, and Mr. Dave Savola. And I realized that not only did they have ADD, but they were ADHD as well. And I knew that was the next step. We must become ADHD. Because when we become ADHD, all done having debt, we can truly start living better and freer lives. Most people do not know how to live their life to the fullest. They live their life on a 1 to 10 scale at barely a 4 or a 5. So one of the things we need to do is learn how to live at that level. Well, at attending some of the breakout sessions from our team, I've heard Mr. Mark Nishu lead us in positive affirmations. I believe in them strongly. And learning to live our lives to the fullest at level 10, if you will, is the best way we can thank our families, Mr. Stone Cipher, and Prepaid Legal. Now, at this point, some of you are asking about my background, my education, where I come from, my story, if you will. I think already enough was covered previously. Background doesn't matter. You can come from anywhere and still have success in prepaid legal. Education is not an issue either. No education is required, only a burning desire to succeed. And by looking just on the floor here in front of you, you can see you can come from anywhere and still have success. So at this point, in closing, I would like to leave you with a positive affirmation I heard at a self-improvement seminar. I have placed it on a website for anyone who wants it. It is located at golevel10, that's the number 10.com. I hope you'll find it useful. It goes like this. I hereby promise to begin today to manifest the personal greatness I know lies within me, to improve the quality of my life, to learn more, laugh more, share more, care more, risk more, and earn more. I am in control of my personal destiny, and I recognize if it is to be, it is up to me. This is the day in my life I summon the courage to face my fears and turn them into the stepping stones of success. I am the prisoner of nothing. I am someone special. I will live my life at level 10 every day, every time, without fail, no exceptions. Good afternoon.